This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Ah, smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yeah, We Read It. My name is Laura Petro, and I'm one of the hosts of this podcast.
And my name is Meggie Gates, and I am the other host of this podcast.
That's right, everybody. We are best friends, and you're cordially invited to our very own Young Adult Book Club. This season on Yeah, We Read It, we've been reading the Clique series, and we've just finished Book 9. You're more than welcome to go back, but we are happy to have you right here if you want to listen to Book 9 and listen to us talk about it. We've just read Bratfest at Tiffany's, a Clique novel by Lacey Harrison.
And we both agree, admittedly, this might be the most offensive, but also the funniest one.
This is the funniest one, and even just like starting, this had the most gripping opening of any of the books.
Yes.
So I'm just going to read a passage right off the bat because we have, Maggie and I were talking about this beforehand, listeners, and we were like, there's no way we can talk about everything that happened in this book.
Yes.
In our made-up time limit for our episodes, because we make up time limits for all of our episodes.
To summarize where Sealed with the Disc ended, the school is now co-ed.
Yes. And they had their summer breaks. There was a whole summer series that we skipped over. Mm-hmm. And again, it didn't really mean anything that... I'm losing my train of thought. We didn't need to read the summer series to pick up in this book, is what I meant to say.
All it would do would be affirm that Dylan is a sociopath and Massie is a lesbian.
Yep, and well, she got her new purple streak in her hair.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get this. Okay, Briarwood Octavian Country Day School, the cafe, Tuesday, September 8th, 7:23 a.m. All students must keep out until 8 a.m., no exceptions. Please, Massie Block ripped the sign off the frosted glass doors to the cafe. What are you doing? Gasped Claire Lyons, searching the empty hall for witnesses. It's a piece of poster board, Claire. Massie kicked it aside. What's it going to do, paper cut us to death? Claire giggle shrugged. What a good opening.
And you know what that leads into is a dream sequence where Massie Block is going to therapy. And we know that this is a dream sequence because there's 5 more books, and if Massie Block went to therapy earlier, we wouldn't have the Clique series.
Well, she did talk about in book 5 that she went to see a therapist for her night terrors.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah.
Also, remember in Revenge of the Wannabes when Alicia told Claire, FYI, I'm thinking about going to therapy.
Wow. So yeah, this book starts, school's co-ed now.
Mm-hmm.
Massie has announced that all of the pretty committee has to go on a boyfast, and they want to make a big grand entrance into the new cafe that's been all remodeled and stuff like that.
And going on the boyfast to make sure that this is the new pretty committee, she gives everyone a Tiffany's bracelet that has all of the pretty committee's initials on it. Mm-hmm. And on the back is BFF, and it's best friends first, not forever.
God, the entire plot of this boyfast is just like, Massie's just so insecure. And we've talked about this before, but I'm just like, girl, you're in 8th grade. Grow the fuck up.
It's really upsetting because Alicia and Josh are finally hitting it off. But if you flirt with a boy, you are out of the pretty committee. I did really like, and another theory that Massie is a lesbian, you can only treat the boys like they're your brothers. So it's asking for money, or I don't remember the other one, but I was like, that's me. Yeah. And I'm a lesbian. So Massie is by transitive property, a lesbian.
Thank you.
Yes.
Before we get into more plot, can I read one of the most racist things in this book?
Yes.
Massie, are you my favorite Chinese takeout dish? No. Why? Then why act all gung-ho? It was bad.
Wow.
It was real bad.
You know what I wrote down was, as a racist one, was when Lane, Mina, and Heather are protesting the trailers being redesigned, and they are dressed as Native Americans because they don't like colonizers. Right idea,
wrong execution. Yeah, and we'll get to that plot point later. Because what we learn upon the pretty committee's late arrival into like the first assembly in this cafe, no one gives a shit that they've come in late. Like, Massie was like, this is going to be hot. Everyone's going to look at us when we walk in, and everyone just glared at them. And I thought that was hilarious.
I know. They're out. They are not the alphas they thought they would be.
Because the private school girls are obsessed. The boys are here now.
Yes.
And we quickly learn that, the pretty committee and boys still don't get along, much like they did at the end of last book. But we also find out that Cam is with Olivia now. Olivia, one of our favorite characters.
Yes, Olivia steals the limelight this book. We can't emphasize enough.
Olivia always steals the limelight. Okay, and this is a complete unimportant detail, but I had to write it down. Mm-hmm. I swore in book 2, Cam was described as having black hair.
He was.
And then in this book, he's described as having caramel brown hair.
Maybe he dyed it.
Maybe.
Did we notice Olivia has a character arc where she is Olivia, not Olivia anymore?
Yeah, I was really happy about that. Our girl's all grown up.
And she's sitting on Cam's lap, which is bold.
Because she's not a prude like some people we know.
I was really confused because I did not peg Olivia as the skater type, but they all bonded all summer with the boys because she has a skate ramp.
Yeah, well that's her brother's skate ramp, so I think she's just,
okay.
She's just there because she has a skate ramp.
Okay, I was going to say, I doubt these girls skate.
Yeah. But they're supportive.
So the plot starts going and seeds start getting planted as Alicia is announcing the news of the day, and Josh is in the booth and he surprises her.
Listeners, okay, we all remember Josh was a psychopath last book because he would, blackmail his youngest sister into cleaning his room for him. Mm-hmm. Completely forgot about that this book because he is the best guy we've seen this entire series. Oh my god, he's so fucking cute.
He pulls out a New York Yankees pink hat for her, and Alicia is like, well, if I talk to you, then I get dumped from the pretty committee, and he says something that is so nice that says, to be honest, sometimes you have to quiet the voices in your head and do what's right for you, because he is still talking to Alicia when the boys said don't.
Yeah, he's just like, screw what other people want. We like each other. What's there to question?
So they devise a plan for tomorrow, which is tables 1 to 10 go in the overflow trailers.
Yes. So what has been decided on the DL with the administration? We also left out that the dean of Briarwood did get fired because of the old building collapsing.
I felt so bad.
Oh my god. So, this book is wild. But anyway, Alicia finds a folder from the administration saying they have too many people now in this building, and they're going to put lunch tables 1 through 10 at the next lunch tomorrow into overflow what we learned them to be trailers. It just says they're putting them into overflow on the paper.
Yes, and as we know, table 18 is the pretty committee's table, so Alicia and Josh devise a plan, which is, hey, boys get to the 18th table first, and the pretty committee will be at the 3rd table, and Alicia will just somehow pretend that she doesn't know that they're at 18.
Honestly, kudos to her. I loved Alicia in this book.
Yeah.
This book, honestly, is very reminiscent of book 3 because it's, a lot of Alicia's POV. Also, she's, with her same, old clique from book 3 as well. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, they eventually, on the day, Alicia walks back to the lunchroom from doing announcement, head down on her phone, she goes and sits at table 18, and then Massie's, waving at her across the lunchroom at table 2, mm-hmm. and Alicia's, texting her, why are you over there? I'm at table 18. This is our table. And Massie's like, yeah, they stole our table. And Alicia's like, well, I'm not going to let them steal our table.
Exactly.
And so then Principal Burns comes on and is like, okay, tables 1 through 10, come with me. You're leaving this super luxurious cafe. We got some Subway snack boxes for you.
I felt so bad for them. They have Subway snack boxes, and not only that, all of their classes are taught by one teacher, Miss Dunkel.
And they don't have lockers. She suggests they all get wheelie suitcases to carry their books.
It reminded me of, there was this, white church at this one park we used to visit to, experience what the first citizens of the U.S. experienced, and we'd have to learn the Pledge of Allegiance or the first half of the Constitution, and if we didn't, they'd make us stand with our nose to the blackboard.
Damn.
I don't know why. It was a week-long camp trip.
What?
As a kid? It was really
It sounds
weird.
real weird.
I wrote that down because I really wanted to nail that home. I do like, one of my favorite lines is Massie says they're the tortured kids Kid Nation.
Oh, I forgot to write that down. That's so funny.
Which is so funny. Because Kid Nation is like the Stanford prison experiment.
Yeah, it was one of the most like messed up and fucked up reality television shows of all time.
Yeah.
Wild.
But day before, because we need to set up why we love Olivia so much.
Yeah, let's rewind just a moment, and we'll get back to these overflow trailers, because we had a whole day at school before we got to the overflow trailers.
They have health class, and Gina, who is a single mom and likes to project all of her trauma.
I loved Gina. I was sad we didn't get to see more of her.
It was the same with the Teen People editor projecting all her trauma onto the kids. But anyways, she is teaching them a lesson by giving them fake babies
to take care of all semester.
All semester.
That's all of health class.
And Olivia and Cam get one, and Olivia is the worst at these.
Oh my gosh. And it's so fucking funny. Olivia has like a yellow Kate Spade bag, and then they decide to name her Kate because of the Kate Spade bag.
And she will just take this baby everywhere and in her bag and throw it around like
a she just like swings her bag around with a baby in it. But then Claire's also in this health class. And after everyone's done picking names, Claire goes, well, names are all gone. And then she goes, oh, you can go be a stepmom to those two over there. And points to Cam and Olivia. And Claire's like, can you please put me with anyone else? And she goes, nope.
Oh my god, the anxiety I would feel.
I was like, oh my god, that's so terrible.
She dodged such a bullet getting in the trailers.
Really, she really did. She addressed it, and she knew.
So, they do take an oath to swear off the boys.
Poem. Meggie, the poem.
The poem. So they all have to say this, and it's on page 65. Mm-hmm. So should we do paragraph to paragraph? That could be fun.
Yeah, let's do a little round.
Okay. I pledge the following to you, to rid my thoughts of boys. Done and done they are through.
I'll focus on fashion, study new trends and beauty, strengthen my friendships, and tighten my booty.
You won't find me flirting or talking to guys. No texting, IMing, no batting my eyes.
I'm above that now. Been there, done that. Time for the LBRs to have their turn at bat.
Let them wear tight clothes and watch boring soccer. No offense, Kristen. Let them laugh at fart jokes. Let them be the stalkers.
It's BFF time. No boys, not ever. Because BFF has a new meaning, and that's boyfast forever. That last stanza is very queer leading.
Massie said it took her an entire class to write this. So it took her 40 minutes to write this.
That's so funny to think about.
The way we were reading it kind of sounded like a bedtime story.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Which is kind of cute.
Kind of cute. If ever anyone of one of us have kids, we should read them the Clique series before bed.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh my god. So after they are put into the trailers, and Alicia is back in the school, they meet at the diner after school, and Claire sees Alicia with the pink cap on.
Claire catches Alicia immediately. Claire's like, I know who gave her that hat. She's breaking this boy fast. But also, Alicia doesn't hide it the best.
No, not at all.
Alicia loves to just play stupid, and again, kudos to Alicia for just, trying. But, at no point is she, putting it, really, really, driving it home.
So they're trying to come up with plans to get the boys out and the girls back in the school. And Massie is mad at Darrington for wearing jeans this book.
And also mad at Alicia because she thinks she was swindled. So Alicia could stay in the school.
But the next day is one of my favorite days, a train wreck in the history of the Clique series, because Winky Porter,
the local newscaster,
does a story on the overflow trailers, and it's a nightmare. There's lightning. The lightning strikes one of the trailers.
There's wind everywhere, and there's kids who just keeps yelling, "That's a death trap! I'm not going in there!"
Lane, Heather, and Mina are singing, and then it's cut that they're Massie's best friends later.
Yeah, and Massie's keeps trying to take over this interview, being like, "I'm gonna be front and center for this." And it's just a mess.
And then Winky goes to the main building, and boy, does Alicia throw them under the bus.
Alicia does what Massie did and takes over inside. Alicia does have more poise when talking to this newscaster because she wants to be a reporter.
Alicia, dumbass though, forgets to take off her cap.
Yeah, forgets to take off her cap. Really forgets to downplay her friendships with this new group.
Says Cam and Olivia are a cute couple.
They're the cutest.
And then Josh throws his arm around her.
Not as cute as us, though. And again, love Josh. But also, Josh, her friends are going to watch that.
The minute that Winky asks why she thinks those LBRs are out in the trailers, and she says, I think they feel safe out there. No one can pick on them. It's better for everyone. I was waiting for when they were going to congregate and watch it together. And, oh my God.
I could, like, honestly, when this was all happening, I was like, oh, this is a train wreck. And the way it aired, when, like, both groups watched it, I was like, oh, this is a mess.
Yes, it is so wild, because the cuts, okay.
The way they edit this, like, news report is so insane.
Yes, it is so bad. So Winky sets it up to be like, what criteria did they use to make their decision to put the people in the trailers? Was it a convenient way to rid the school of its special needs students? And then Alicia, they put the clip of Alicia saying no one will pick on them in there. And then she signs off by saying, we tend to dismiss those who are different, afraid that they may shine a light on our own special needs and force us to face the ugliness that lives inside us. I was like, Winky.
That's
girl.
bad. It's
know.
so bad. But also, my entire thought at this point when I'm reading this book was like, wait a minute, didn't the old school have insurance? Like, why are they here? Why didn't they rebuild the school? Also, these kids are paying like $40,000 a year to go to the school, and they can only get us these rinky-dink trailers?
This is the...
Overlooked. It's an overlooked detail.
This is the book where we realize what tuition is. It's $40,000.
Yeah. That's a salary.
If the Briarwood Boys can afford it, how the fuck can't they build the school faster?
Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
And honestly, we're never gonna get to know. And that's kind of beautiful when you think about it.
So they kick Alicia out because...
Yeah, they kick Alicia the fuck out of the pretty committee.
Not only is she... I was about to say sleeping with Josh.
Woof.
Kissing Josh? I don't know. But she
flirted with a boy, and that's technically breaking the boy fast.
She made it look like they are special needs. Which is so bad. So... The next day, they are like, we need to figure this shit out.
Oh my god, the next day, the chapter opens that the trailers have all been TP'd, and there's signs on both of the doors that say, don't feed the challenged.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I read that and I was like, oh my god!
So, they need to devise a plan, and this will be a plot point that I think will become bigger in the next book, but Dempsey's
introduced.
Yes, and he was once an LBR. He's friends with Lane. He spent all summer in Africa building houses.
Yeah, something like that, doing mission work in Africa.
And he got hot. And Massie is dripping.
And honestly, aren't we all a little bit dripping for Dempsey?
Because,
Dempsey honestly is probably the most secure guy we've met in this entire series. Like, he's not trying to fit in. Mm-hmm. He's very cool, very confident about what he says. He can be friends with literally anybody because he's so charming, and he truly does not care what other people think about him.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Dempsey.
Massie meeting Dempsey has this brilliant idea that if that LBR can turn it around, they can turn the trailers around.
God, that reminds me of, like, when Massie gets that idea, like, I'm going to turn this whole thing around. She explicitly, like, makes an announcement to her trailer and was like, you guys are all ugly LBRs, and I'm going to give you all makeovers. And everyone's just, like, excited. Nobody's, like, offended at all.
My favorite was, I think Putty was her least favorite because her only note for her makeover was lose 10 pounds. Like,
yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck about Putty.
And listeners, I don't think we've mentioned that Massie, instead of learning everybody in the trailer's name, gave them all nicknames.
I was just about to pull that up.
Please do. Now is the time.
So their nicknames are Great White, Braille Bait, Loofah, Monkey Paws, Blonde Lincoln, Bag Hag, Big Mac, Dempsey. Dempsey just gets his own name. That's nice. Candy Corn, Powder, Putty, Twizzler.
Woof.
I don't know why Candy Corn stuck with me the most. So we'll never know their identities.
We'll never know their identities. Because even after the makeovers, Massie still calls them by their nicknames that she's given them.
Yes, and prior to this, they make over them, but they also make over the trailers. They bring Effie from the Daily Grind on.
Yeah.
Who does
weird character. Weird character. Effie does not make sense. She, like, shows up and she's like, it's all about lying and selling things. And then she's like carrying like a Whole Foods bag and was like, this was $5,000. And they're like, oh my God, we all need to get one. And then she goes, just kidding, it's a Whole Foods bag. It was $2.
Like, okay.
And that's what you need to do with the trailers. And it was just like, and then Effie was on like the roof at one point. It was weird.
Yeah.
Effie was just like, I think she was described as looking like she was from the Matrix, and that's all I could picture her as, like a Matrix character.
I saw her as Trinity.
Yeah.
So they write down what they want from Effie to make the trailers look like, and they become little Tiffany blue boxes.
Hey, I'm going to be honest, I did just understand the title of the book now.
That's okay. It took me a while.
It's called Bratfest is Tiffany's, and then the trailer boxes become Tiffany's. Right.
They have red desks, or red carpets. They have
these mirror desks, and they have, like, Louis Vuitton, like, wheelie suitcases as their lockers.
My favorite part is they do not give a shit so much about these people in the trailers, because Massie installs a room deodorizer that, like, half the trailer is allergic to.
Yeah.
They, like, break out the day before, and she doesn't care.
Yeah, and so now that they've gotten this, like, new trailer, Massie gets Winky to come back and do another news segment.
And here is where Claire implements Operation Jealousy on screen, which is getting Dempsey to hand her a flower so Cam sees and is like jealous.
Yeah. And it works.
Now everyone wants in these
now
trailers.
that the trailers are these beautiful little Tiffany boxes, everyone's so mad that they don't get to be in a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do, Meggie?
The next day, they announced the locker decorating
The
contest.
Pimp My Locker competition.
Was it called
It was
Pimp
called
My Locker?
the Pimp My Locker competition.
Oh, thank God.
This is very much at book 2, where it just suddenly turned into a competition at the end. Like,
yes.
Weird. Fucking weird. But hell yeah, I'm invested in it.
They are just mapping book 2 to this one.
Yeah.
Everyone wants in except for the Briarwood Boys because they don't want to be girls.
They don't want it to be girly on their image, which is like, fuck you guys.
Except wasn't Cam decorating his locker, which is sus? Did
sus.
he want to be
I think he wanted to get in with Claire.
Oh. Also, what I don't understand is why is this such a huge fucking story in there?
I don't know. Well,
because Winky comes back like 3 times.
I did write down in my notes, I was like, if this is what's happening in the middle school, what the hell is going on in the high schools?
I don't know. Sky is on a whole nother level.
Some shit's gotta be going down in these Westchester high schools.
The opioid epidemic.
That's it.
That's it.
It's gotta be it.
Oh, speaking of, when they were sitting down to watch the newscast, and Claire said now she finally understood what the rising tensions in the Middle East were like. Oh my God.
So funny.
I'll give it to her. That's pretty smart. I didn't know in 7th grade what was going on with the Middle East, so...
Honestly, yeah, good for Claire.
I get why Cam is obsessed but also shitty to her.
God, Cam really does suck.
I know.
But yeah, a lot of people are trying to do this locker competition. Alicia does hers because she's like, I just want to like be with my friends again. She very sadly, in my opinion, says that she thinks things with Josh will fizzle out by Thanksgiving.
Oh,
such a bummer. She's like, friends are more important, and I understand why they were mad at me. But Messi says, you can come in, but you have to find a way to get rid of the boys. And Alicia's like, how am I supposed to do that? And Messi goes, I don't know, figure it out, because Messi's a bitch.
Yeah, I hated that. Alicia figures it out, but why put your friends in that position?
Because Massey's not a good friend.
I know.
Yeah.
And during this time too, Cam says hi to Claire, and she just runs away crying.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam finally approaches Claire, and Claire runs away crying, and then she finds baby Kate in a trash can.
I thought it was in Olivia's locker.
Oh, maybe I imagined it was a trash can.
Well, she hears Kate's high-pitched screams and takes her out of Olivia's locker, which, how does she know the code?
I don't know. Maybe it was just open. It was Olivia's locker.
And begins being a good mom. And I must say, this is the craziest scene to me. It was
so cringe. It was so fucking cringe.
So on page 214 is this interaction between Cam and Claire, where Cam must have chased her, I guess.
Yeah.
And he is overhearing what Claire is projecting onto this baby, and Claire is saying, from now on, I'm going to walk away from the people who make me sad for real this time. And when you're old enough, you can too. It's a robot. It's not going to grow.
Yep.
You can even come and live with me if you want. It's a robot. It can't live.
Nope.
Because I don't know if your parents told you this, but I'm your stepmom, and the smell was bad, not the poo smell. So, again, do these babies just shit themselves and puke?
Yeah, they do.
And Cam shows up and says, I heard what you said to Kate. It was nice. She needs someone like you in her life. She is a robot.
Y'all, you guys are maybe 13 at this point. I would love to reiterate, nobody in this book has had a birthday yet.
And then Cam continues and says, so do I. And so Cam is back on the Claire train because Olivia, a hysterical person,
is not a good mom, but like she doesn't need to be. She's an 8th grader.
Why are you grooming your girlfriend to be a mom?
That's weird. It sounds like you have a weird, like, mom fetish now.
So he dumps Olivia in my least favorite text
we've seen in this book, yeah.
Cam texts Claire and says, dumped O, you're the only mom for me. Let's talk.
If a guy ever said that to me, I would vomit.
You're
I would legitimately. I'm gonna vomit.
Hey, you always gotta raise your first boyfriend. Happy
wow.
Mother's Day, Claire.
Wow, just a lot.
She got a fake baby and a fake boyfriend.
God, Cam sucks. Oh my god. Anyway, Alicia's master plan to get rid of the boys is when she's reading the winners of this locker competition. She just reads all of the Tomahawk team, like Darrington, Josh, Cam, and then the rest of the people who were already in the trailers minus the pretty committee. And then Principal Burns is like, you can't do that. I know you made up the list. And then she goes, yeah, people want to sue the school, so I think you're going to want to keep the list that I make, 'cause my dad's a lawyer.
Exactly. Which I didn't really understand. Were they suing Massie because of all the therapy?
They wanted to sue, the parents wanted to sue Principal Burns because their kids couldn't get into the trailer and it was unfair.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is, these people are bougie.
So, the girls make their glorious return to the cafeteria. Everyone oohs, they ahs.
Massie ends the boy fast, which is like, finally. Oh, Massie literally only ends the boy fast because she has a crush on Dempsey. And I'm like, you fake bitch.
I know. She takes everyone's bracelets back, and boyfest is over. So, she ignores the new LBRs, gave them a fresh makeover, but she is on that Dempsey training. Want to know what's wild? As we're nearing the end of this episode, we didn't talk about Dylan or Kristen at all because they have nothing in this book. My only note about Kristen was they all do something over the summer. Dylan makes friends with a tennis girl in Hawaii. Yeah. Alicia goes to Spain and gets ugly clothes again, apparently. And no one gives a fuck about Kristen. She has a shark tooth. Yeah, she flirted with the surfer boy. Yeah. No one cares about Kristen. No. She's boring. They need to make Kristen like the new Olivia. Like, give Kristen a plot. Olivia gets plots constantly. Exactly. She's like my least favorite American Girl doll. Also, Lane wasn't in this enough. God, Lane wasn't in this enough. Sad. Well, should we do our top 5s? Okay, yeah, we should. All right, listeners, as you know, as we near the ends of our episodes, we love to do our top 5 list of something, something, something that happened in the book we just read. And we have to say, this is our most specific, and I would say our most favorite. Exactly. So this is going to be the top 5 times Olivia truly failed as a mom to her robot daughter. So are we going 5 to 1? Let's go 5 to 1, baby. Okay, number 5 is going to have to be when she held Kate by the neck and just shoved her into Winky's camera and said, "Look at my baby." Yeah, it's a big one. Olivia's not cut out to be a mom, and some people just aren't. You can't hold them by the neck. I learned that at 14 because you have to support their neck. Otherwise, their necks are so long. But she's not 14 yet. She'll learn. Doesn't meet the teen mom. Number 4 is baby Kate making a fuss, and to calm her down, she takes a can of Diet Coke and shoves the straw in Kate's mouth. Again, it's a robot. It's a robot, and I think it's hilarious. I don't know. Number 3 has to be when the boys are all over at Olivia's skateboarding. She puts baby Kate onto the car, and the baby falls off the hood, lands face first on the asphalt, and Cam is like, "Olivia, come on!"
Number 2 is gonna be during the locker competition. Olivia makes her locker like a nursery.
Yep.
And she puts a bunch of she has like a mobile in there that keeps hitting the baby in the head. And then she also put her family photos of her, Cam, and this baby, and she gets really mad at Cam because he won't put any in his locker. But then she just leaves the baby in the locker.
She's gonna have to talk to Gina about being a single mom.
Yeah.
And number 1 has to be consistently throwing her around in her bag like a maniac. She's throwing her around like a fucking wrecking ball.
She just stuffs this baby in her Kate Spade bag constantly. And it's so fucking funny. This is my favorite subplot of any of the Clique books.
This is my favorite subplot. Like, there's so much going on in it, but it is so ridiculous that I can't start.
God, so funny.
So, our State of the Union this episode, starting with we're gonna have to go with Dempsey.
Oh, he's so in, Meggie.
He's really sweet, and that brings us to our out, which we're gonna say Darrington, but also Massie doesn't deserve Dempsey.
Oh, absolutely not. I would have been more excited if Dempsey and Claire got together.
Oh, me too.
Because Massie, as we know, doesn't put effort into her crushes.
And Claire apparently understands foreign policies.
Yeah.
And
Massie doesn't put effort into her crushes, and Claire understands foreign policy.
And Dempsey was working in Africa, and he does quote, "I don't think you guys know what the slums are," in one of the books. So, I mean, they're almost there.
God. Okay, for our next State of the Union, I'm going to start with the out. Out, boyfast. Oh, so stupid. So dumb. Just a ruse for our insecure little prude Massie block.
Being an 8th grade alpha is not celibacy. Being an 8th grade alpha is not losing your virginity either, but breaking hearts.
Breaking hearts. Tease the shit out of people.
Did you not learn anything?
Flirting.
From Sky? Sky had a different boy every week. The
Massie.
whole plot of the last book was Sky trying to get with Chris, and then at the end, she doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Exactly. That's an alpha. I don't think Massie's a true alpha.
No.
And that means our out is just support your friends. Let your friends love who they fucking want to love. Judging your friends for liking people is stupid.
Yeah, Alicia opens up and she says Josh likes her for her personality, and that's the first time that she's had that.
God, that was the realest and one of the most relatable things. Probably the only relatable thing that happened in this book is Alicia being like, wow, this guy really likes me for me and not because I'm really pretty.
Which brings us to our in, which is Alicia and Josh.
I love them so much, and I really hope we get to see them again, but I'm sad that we might not too.
I know. I genuinely don't know what the next book is like.
Yeah, I don't know either. And that means out is Cam and Claire.
We are tired.
This is book 9. But we met Cam in book 2. It is now book 9. That's 8 straight books of Claire bitching about Cam, and he sucks. He sucks so much.
He's so manipulative.
And Claire's just like, they don't have anything in common. Like,
they really don't. They had that one tender moment in the camp when they were, like, getting back together at night. And ever since then...
They've broken up so many times.
Not
even a year has not passed. And they've broken up, I think 3 times.
Oh my god, there's so many... I mean, of course, you can go back. We are very critical of Cam. If you want to listen to our takes.
We liked him for a little bit, but
there is, too much baggage.
By book 6, we hated him.
Yeah, he was shitty in book 6. Oh my god.
Wow. Anything else that we need to talk about for this episode? Oh, we need to say, we spent the last 2 books talking about the secret room that was the bomb shelter.
Oh,
they turned that into a soccer locker room. Yeah. And so they just don't have the room anymore. And I was like, wow, I was really invested in this room for 2 books of my life.
Yep. It was really disappointing.
Yeah, what can you do, though?
I don't know.
Well, we've all ended our boyfast, just like the pretty committee, because we never started a boyfast.
We never started a boyfast.
And that's what's important. And that was us reading Bratfest at Tiffany's. We will be back for book number 10. We're so close to being done with this series.
That's
oh my
crazy.
God. P.S. I Loathe You is the next book.
Yep.
Please, listener, right now, I want you to go find your phone and acknowledge whether you have an Android or an Apple.
Okay.
If you have an Apple, open up Apple Pods.
I'm here for this.
And if you have an Android, open up Spotify.
I love this advertisement.
And then go ahead, click follow, rate, review, subscribe to us, and send a text to a friend saying, hey, I just listened to a really cool episode of this podcast. Because you know what? We will be so appreciative if you do that, because that's going to help us out and it's going to help other people find this fun podcast that we love, love, love so dearly. But I think that's it for us.
I think that's it for us.
And we'll see you guys for book 10.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so excited. All right, bye.
This is the smell of the leftover tuna fish sandwich you left in your lunchbox over the weekend in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
Blech! And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Ah, smell the difference? Hefty Ultra Strong has Arm & Hammer with continuous odor control, so no matter what's inside your trash, you can stay one step ahead of stinky. And for bigger jobs, try the superior strength of Hefty Large Black Bags.